officially open the 1997 UFO encounters and welcome everybody to Roswell, New Mexico, home of the Roswell incident. Yeah. Thank you.
What makes a good soldier? Now that the Cold War is over, many former U.S. military officers who were privy to top-secret information about UFOs are choosing to set the record straight. At Roswell's 50th anniversary, the highest-ranking officer yet, retired Colonel Philip Corso, released his much-anticipated The Day After Roswell, in which he reports having actually witnessed one of the dead aliens while on duty at Fort Riley, Kansas in 1947. He later went on to serve in the National Security Council under President Dwight Eisenhower and in the Army's Research and Development Department under Lieutenant General Arthur Trudeau.
Are the aliens still a threat, and are there more than one race coming in?
Well, we thought that these aliens were clones, built specifically for space travel. And they were many of our flying saucer experiments have failed because of the guidance system. We felt they were the guidance system. They were part of the mystery. And we also felt they were created by superior race. I think if scientists takes a hand in it, they can look at what we know about the extraterrestrial. And we know quite a bit, but we don't know enough.
Well, he's one of the most important UFO witnesses who's ever broken cover. We can't say for certain, I can't say for certain whether everything he says is true, but I can say that he's got a heck of a pedigree, and that it would be hard to imagine that he's just an outright liar at the end of his life when he's done so many other good things and has such a strong military background. So this is the man who says the Roswell incident is absolutely real. He saw the bodies, he saw the wreckage. He says the military has been dealing with the alien presence for years. The cover-up is real. It should end now. These are the things he's saying in this book. It's extraordinary.
While at the Foreign Technology Desk at the Pentagon, Corso's secret mission was to feed American defense contractors like Bell Labs, IBM, Hughes Aircraft, and General Electric with alien components, which were then back-engineered into advanced weaponry that would eventually find its way to high-tech commercial applications.
These are the lists that he said he personally was involved with General Trudeau getting into this industrial complex. Image intensifiers, which ultimately became night vision. Fiber optics, that was the description of what was inside of those hand-imprinted panels. Super tenacity fibers, this is what became things like Kevlar, according to him. Lasers, molecular alignment metallic alloys. Integrated circuits and micro-miniaturization of logic boards. I think Corso's book, God bless that man for doing this at this point in his life, regardless of the consequences. He lays out in The Day After Roswell as clearly as anyone, and I've had so many people, always off the record, but people from intelligence and military who have tried to say, if you understood the conflicts between our own intelligence agencies and the military versus the intelligence agencies, you would begin to understand how a policy of silence and disinformation has continued to flourish. Well, it means that we have a kind of chaotic and competitive series of different intelligence and military units, each one holding on to their information from others. So I think that the next step, and I'm hoping that something's going to provoke this, how is the entire military and intelligence and industrial complex made comfortable for everybody to start sharing everything so that we could get on with the truth?
Countries in Europe are taking this very serious. They're not like us here. They're not going to put out stories that their dummies came out of the air or people with big heads. Those people are a little more serious about this than we are.
Retired Colonel Philip J. Corso, a member of President Eisenhower's National Security Council and former head of the Foreign Technology Desk at the U.S. Army's Research and Development Department, recently came forward to reveal that he led a double life while in the military. On the outside, he researched and evaluated weapon systems for the Army, while deep inside the Pentagon, in his memoir, The Day After Roswell, he was responsible for the Army's most deeply guarded secret, the Roswell files.
I had the evidence that a crash did happen here. Stalin gave orders to get to this information that came out of Roswell to some of his top scientists and agents. That order went out. And we knew that in the special intelligence that I was in the Pentagon, which was very closely held. KGB trying to penetrate that, but they never did.
According to Corso, the military seeded the industrial complex with components discovered in the wreckage near Roswell. He says that ultimately, these gave rise to today's integrated circuit chips, fiber optics, lasers, and stealth technology. The retired colonel recently made an appearance at the 50th anniversary of the Roswell incident, and when asked about criticism from skeptics, he responded.
I asked him this, were you there with me? Were you part of this? Were you cleared? Did you have the clearances? They can't answer those questions. All they do is criticize with no evidence. The message in my book that I like to see is that the younger generation look at this and see what we did and see the help we got from outer space, and these beings exist. Give us information to the young people of the world in this country. They want to hear it. They want it. Give it to them. Don't hide it and tell lies and make stories. They're not stupid. It's their information. It doesn't belong to the Army or the Department of Defense. It's theirs. If it's classified, take the classification off and give it to them.